I think it's also important to note, Sarah, that not only is it required for graduation from public high schools throughout the state, but it's also, the scores are going to be on, are required to be on the students' high school transcripts now too, right?
Right.
So what kind of preparation should juniors be doing for the ACT?
But preparation can occur inside the classroom and outside the classroom. So in students, English, math, and science class, teachers will be preparing with students by doing practice tests and preparing them with strategies to do well on the tests. But outside of class, it's important that students are also preparing on their own.
And how can they do that?
There are practice books available. Students can buy at local bookstores or get out of the library here at school or the public libraries in the area. There's also a lot of online practice available at the ACT website. And practice does prove to increase ACT scores.
Sure, absolutely.
It gives them that familiarity. And a cheap way also is in the ACT packet that they get, there is a ACT that had been used in the past in there, so they can take that test on their own.
And those packets were distributed, Mike, I think about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
In all math and science classes at both Morton West and at Morton East High School. You're right, they did have a sample test. Now here at Morton West and at Morton East, we're also running some ACT, what we call ACT prep classes. Can you tell us a little bit about those, how those are, who those are serving and how those work?
Some juniors were selected to participate in an in-school ACT prep class. So they'll be taken out of their PE classes for about a 4-week period of time to prepare for the ACT test. And parents were notified of that and asked for their permission. Students will use that time to prepare for the ACT.
Right, and I think it was about 500 juniors at both Morton East and Morton West. Total of about 1,000. So we're hoping that those ACT prep classes have a significant impact on student scores this year. Good. All right, so juniors should be looking at and thinking about the ACT, the upcoming ACT. What other things should juniors be thinking about and be doing right now to plan for after high school? So many of our, so many 17-year-olds tend to focus on what they're doing tonight or what they're doing this weekend. But really, they should be looking at what's going to happen less than a year and a half from now. As I said, what should they be thinking about for after high school, if you're a junior?
They have several different options or avenues after high school. We're looking at college, university, secondary education. That's one avenue. Another avenue would be military, one of the services. Then an on-the-job training opportunity, apprentice, if you will, and getting out there in the world of work. Sarah had mentioned earlier in the discussion that it could be an opportunity for students to do some traveling, to do some exploration, to find out more of who they are and look at what their wants are. With the tough economy, Trish and I were talking earlier, and she had mentioned about possibly job shadowing in the summer. If a student doesn't get that job, do some job shadowing, find out, get in there and see what that career is about, see what that the expectations are.
How can a junior focus his thoughts on a certain career? Or how can a junior be helped to make decisions about a career that best meets his or her needs?
We offer a computer program, Career Cruising, here at the school.
What is it? And that again, what's the name again,
It's
Adrienne?
Career Cruising. And the Career Cruising, they could go online and see what their interests are. It's an interest survey, and see what they're based upon questions that they ask. Do they like to work with people? Do they like to work alone? And with the career interests, they'll see what they might be good at, what interests them.
Now they can access this program, this online program from home.
Yes, they can. It's
and what is the website?
careercruising.com.
Careercruising.com.
And they could go at home and access this. Parents could actually see the program also and help encourage their son or daughter to see what their interests are and perhaps explore that they might want to become an electrician, or they might want to explore the career of auto mechanics or nursing, and they could encourage that with their son or daughter.
And I believe all of our juniors at Morton West and at Morton East have set up career cruising accounts with passwords, haven't they?
Yes, since their freshman year.
Right, and it was the counselors, I believe, who brought them, who helped them open those
Yes.
accounts, wasn't it?
Yes.
All right, now what about college? Let's focus on college. If you're a junior, what kinds of things should you be thinking about, and how should you be focusing your thoughts if you're planning on going to college?
I think
Tricia?
now you need to be doing some research. You know.
Absolutely.
This summer is the perfect time to visit schools and find out if a school is right for you by talking to admissions counselors, doing a tour of the campus with your family, seeing if a school is right for you, and taking the time now to narrow down your choices in schools, you know, to maybe 3 to 5 schools that you're interested in applying to.
You had said something, thank you. Now you had said something, Mike, when we were speaking about this the other day, about juniors need to be asking themselves, what do they want in a college? And you talked about the concept of the juniors sort of creating their own university. Why don't you explain for a minute to our viewers, what does that mean, create your own university?
Sure. It's a neat activity, and what it does, it brings a student into maybe a better focus of who they are, what their needs are, and what their wants are. They could reflect on activities they've done before. Maybe they like, when they go to social gatherings, they've noticed that maybe they kind of like to stand aside a little bit and watch things occur instead of necessarily participating. That gives them some insight into who they are. That could parallel that university. Do they want to be in a large university where they can kind of stay in back a little bit and observe things happening in a larger classroom setting possibly? Or do they really like to get involved and have people get involved with them? And in that, they're looking at class size.
In that case, maybe a smaller university might be better.
Exactly.
Or smaller college.
Yes, exactly. And they'll do that with all the different aspects of that school. So instead of necessarily looking directly at a school, create your university.
What would be ideal for you?
What clubs and activities you like to do now and you would like to do in the future? Are there sports that you're passionate about? The different, you know, areas then of academics that you have liked in the past, the classrooms that you've really enjoyed.
I think a big consideration for juniors when it comes to university too is, do they want to go away, or do they want to live at home? Don't you think so, or is it too early?
No,
to start
definitely.
thinking
And
about that?
Adriana was talking with one of her students earlier about that and how to make that decision.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're going to have to really make that decision with their parents and go out. If they want to go to California because they love the weather, then they really should go look at the university and see if that is a good fit. And then I have another student perhaps who wants to go closer because he will miss his family, wants to come in and comes home every weekend.
Okay.
Then it would be hard to fly from California every weekend, and because they'll be homesick. So then perhaps they should choose a university or a college closer to their home.
Absolutely.